Was good, y'all? Red Sosa back in a building, and I'm coming at y'all with another video today. So as y'all can see from the looks of the title and your screen, I'm gonna be bringing y'all how to make the very best swing build in NBA 2K23 on NBA 2K22. Now we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit more into detail about that, but before anything else, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now go ahead and turn on post notifications if you want to be a part of the rich family. And can we go ahead and reach 50 likes on this video? So, swing builds in NBA 2K23 are going to be heights from 6'5 to 6'9. So I'm going to go ahead and start out today making a build out of the power forward or small forward position. Really comes down to how you want to go about it. I'm going to go with the small forward position. Now for the height, I'm going to keep it right in between 6'5 and 6'9. So I'm going to go with 6'8 or 6'7. Both of these are going to be perfect heights to work with. For my liking to be more like a guard, I would go with 6'7. But if you want to be more of a big man, I would consider 6'8. Now for the weight, I'm not going to go ahead and drop this. I want to bring it up to 243. That's going to give us the potential to have at least a 78 strength. Once we adjust the vertical, I'm going to go with 6'8 and the body shape will be built. Now for the reason that I did go with a 6'8 wingspan, because if you go ahead and bring up the mid-range or the three-pointer to a 93, we're going to be able to unlock the highest tier of a jump shot, being Larry Bird for 2K23. Now going into the makeup of what we're going to do on this build, I'm making everything solely as if we are making this build on 2K23. I'm using the exact measurements from what we do know. Everything when it comes down to the dribble moves, the contact dunks, and all that. So for the finishing, I'm going to go with the 63 close shot, 64 for the driving layup. Now, if you want to be able to get the pro contact dunks off of 1 and 2 feet, we need to go with at least an 84 driving layup, and then from here, with the vertical, go from a 70 to a 75. I would go with the 75 just to be sure that I get every single pro contact dunk, and this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like if you want to be able to get the contact dunks. And I'm telling you, I'm really going to focus on the shooting, playmaking, and defense with this build, but I wanted to be able to maintain the contact dunks. Now for the shooting, this is going to be a very overpowered stat of this build. For the mid-range, I'm going to go with the 93, like I said earlier. That way I'm able to unlock the highest tier of a jump shot. So for this build, 93 is going to be the highest. Then for the three-pointer, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to an 87. That right there gives us a total of 32 shooting badges. Now for the free throw, we have a 77, and this is going to set up the build perfectly to be able to take it into any game mode. Now, if you are still watching right now, go ahead and let me know in the comments, which build do you want to go ahead and make going into 2K23? And do you think you're going to be making a build based off an NBA player, or are you going to make one based solely off your own preference? Now for the playmaking, for the pass accuracy, I'm going to go with the 72. Coming 2K23, we're really going to see how much of a factor pass accuracy will play, especially when it comes down to passing the ball and the speed. But right here, I'm going to go with the 72. Now, when it comes down to the ball handle, Mike Wang did confirm if you want to be able to unlock all of the dribble animations, go with an 86. And if you want to be able to get Curry and Trae Young animations, you need to have that 92 ball handle. Now, we have everything else if you do go with an 86, which is perfect. As for the speed with ball, I'm going to go with the 72. Right here, we get a total of 21 playmaking badges. Now, let's go ahead and get into the defensive area. Probably my favorite part about this build. So for the interior, I'm going to go ahead and max this out to an 80, 85 for the perimeter defense. Now for the steal and block, these are two crucial points of the build. So I'm going to go with an 84 for the steal. Then for the block, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 75, and the rest will be left over for the rebounding. So for my defensive, I'm going to go ahead and bring this all the way up either to a 72, or you can go ahead and adjust it to your own liking. And that's going to bring the offensive rebound up to a 42. And right here, we get a total of 21 defensive badges. Now, out of this build, we get a good amount of tiers in each category, as well as the amount of badges themselves. Now, for the physicals, this is the most important thing about this build. So as for my versatile lockdown defender, this is going to be the build that I would make going into 2K23, and I want to be sure that I'm bringing it to y'all with the requirements and thresholds needed for the new year. Now for the physicals, I'm going to max up my speed and acceleration. As for the strength, this is going to be super overpowered. We already know a lot about the bully badge, but I'm telling you, I feel like day one, that's going to be the most overpowered badge, and you don't want to come out there with a build that has no strength. So 78 is going to be perfect. Then for the stamina, I went with a 90, and y'all already know for the vertical, I did go with the 75, which does give us all of the pro contact dunks. Now from here, you can make your own adjustments or leave it as is, but I'm telling you, 13 badges when it comes down to the finishing, 32 when it comes down to the shooting, so I really feel like out of this build, we have everything and more that we're going to need. Now for the playmaking, this is solid because we do get a good amount of dribble animations, 21 badges here, and the same exact thing for the defensive area. Now for the takeovers, this is going to play a huge factor in what this build is going to be able to do. Now take into consideration, if you buy your own boost, that's a +4. Then if you run with teammates that do have on floor general and defensive leader, another +4, so +8. But with these takeovers, we get the shot creating, sharpshooting, then we also get the lockdown, and finally, we do get the rim protecting. So however you want to go about picking these, make sure it's to your own liking and playstyle. So for my first takeover, I'm going to go with shot creating, ankle breaking shots. The second one, I would really consider maybe limitless range or extreme clamps, and even paint intimidation, stuff blocks. All of these are some good options to pick from. Now remember, I would really consider splitting it right down the middle, especially if you're looking to use this build day one. I'm going to go with extreme clamps, and as y'all can see, the build we have created for 2K23 will be a Kawhi Leonard two-way shot creator. Now I'm telling y'all, this is definitely one of the very best builds that I feel like we're going to be seeing going into the new year. Now, a 6'7" build that can pretty much guard any position and do everything. Now, all of that taken into consideration, when you activate your takeover, we will also get a +10 put towards our shooting as well as our defensive area. So with that taken into consideration, with the extra 8 boost that we did add, that's going to be a +18 in total. Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these badges. Make sure you pick everything based to your own playstyle. Now for my liking, I'm going to go with gold limitless takeoff, silver posterizer, as well as gold slithery finisher. Now for the shooting, this is going to be the area of the build where if you want to spread the wealth, this is the perfect place to do it. So what I'm going to go ahead and work with will be gold blinders as well as hot zone hunter. Now from here, there's going to be a good amount of badges that we really need to put on in order to boost our shooting percentage. So I'm also going to go ahead and throw on Hall of Fame sniper, and that leaves us with 19 badges. Now from here, if you wanted to, you can go with corner specialist. One badge that I will feel like is going to be more important will be Deadeye as well as Green Machine. Now I'm going to go with gold for Green Machine. As for the final 15 badges, remember, you should base everything off of your own preference and liking. Now I do like Circus 3s, so I'm going to go with that on gold. And then for the final 6, remember, you have a lot of different badges to pick from, so if you want to spread the wealth here, that's perfectly okay. Rhythm Shooter is one that I would consider, or even lucky number 7. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. So we have 21 badges. We got to make sure that we're picking the correct ones and putting them on. So I'm going to go with silver bullet passer as well as gold hyperdrive. Then from there, I'm going to go with silver quick first step as well as unpluckable. Now we have 8 more remaining badges. So I'm going to go with gold handles for days as well as tight handles. Now the last area that we need to work with will be the defense. So remember, going into the new year, I truly believe we're going to be able to unlock extra badges throughout each season. Now let's go ahead and get started with the defensive area. I'm going to go with silver intimidator. Now from here, I also do like rebound chaser. Now we have 17 more remaining, so I'm also going to go with pickpocket on silver. 14 badges from here. You cannot forget about chase down artists. Now I'm going to go with gold clamps as well, and also one that I would consider would be gold pogo stick, but again, I would consider going with rim protector over pogo stick just because of the amount of badges that we do have. So for the final 3, I would spread the wealth just a little bit, going with silver box, or you can go with silver pogo stick. Both of these are a good option, but again, go to your own liking. And if you made it to the end, man, comment down right now. Where did you tune in from watching today? Whether that's a different city, state, or country. But this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like going into NBA 2K23. So if you made it to the end, man, I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for your support. God bless y'all, and thank you, God, for this day. But man, with all that being said, I just want y'all to know, going into 2K23, I'm going to be bringing y'all every single build out of that game. And anything that you request, go ahead and comment it down. And I most definitely got y'all. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And if you want to be a part of the Rich family, go ahead and turn on post notifications. But man, let's reach 50 likes on today's video. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.